Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I've actually been procrastinating recording this and let alone uploading it for you guys. So yeah, because this is the first time that I came out about something like this, but I feel like it needs to be discussed openly. So this is me not procrastinating and actually discussing it openly with you guys. So yeah, so I'm coming out about my binge eating disorder and also stress eating and how I manage it and why I started binge eating or how I got into it, etc. XYZ. So, yeah, I'm gonna hope that this video is not too long. All that I really want to do is help, even if it just helps one person, then mission accomplished. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get it. Let's go straight into the video.
Peter Pan, that's what they call me. I promise that you never be lonely.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is I figured I'd start off with how it started and where my fitness journey started, etc. So I'd like to say that my fitness journey started roughly not in college, not in high school, but in college. So in college, I went through a really big breakup during my second year of college. Like I knew that the relationship was going to end, but I didn't know that it was going to end that drastically because I had like a 2 week break from talking to that person. And then after that, we broke up. And it was very hard for me to just, there were a lot of emotions and stuff, and I just wasn't myself, to say the least. And yeah, but however, I didn't really binge eat during that time. I did, but I didn't because for me, food has always been a comfort thing, and I always looked to food for comfort versus looking at food for just fuel and having my treats here and there. But during that time, while I was going through that breakup, I did kind of have a binge eating disorder. It's kind of shocking to record it and actually say it out loud. But yeah, there were times where I would binge eat here and there, maybe 3 or 4 times a week. And then I was always like in my own head, and I'm like, okay, why did I do that? Why did I just ruin, like, why did I feel the need to eat an entire box of pancakes? Why? Like, but yeah, I was always beating myself up about doing that. And during college, I never really had a healthy relationship with food. I'd always have Timbits, which I'm not saying is bad. They're good. I love them. I will always love them, even though I'm vegan now and I can't eat it. Timbits, I would always have like brownies. I remember this religiously. I'd always have them. Back when I worked at a grocery store and at Dollarama because I worked full time. During that time, my relationship with food was a lot healthier, but due to everything that was being fed to me and what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing, my relationship with food wasn't as healthy as it is now. I'm still working on it. I'm not perfect. But back then, I would always have to have a brownie after every every time I worked at the grocery store. I'd have like 2 packets of brownies. So, it was just one of those things that were just, food was always there for me. So that was just my thing. But I always looked towards food for comfort. And yeah. So after we broke up, I kind of leaned more towards food because while I was in that relationship, I was trying to find like a healthy balance with food and counting my calories and counting my macros and stuff. And counting my calories and counting my macros didn't really help me form a healthy relationship with food because I started to view food as just numbers. Like, if you look back at my full days of eating, you'll see that I was very strict with my protein intake. I was very strict with how much carbs I had. I was even strict with like the calories of the food that I ate during my weight loss journey. I'm still trying to lose weight, but I have so much more appreciation for my body and what it does for me. Like, I can get up, I can move. Most people can't do that. So, yeah. But, all right, what was I saying? So, we're going to fast forward here because I'm going to talk your ear off. Um, so, after that breakup, because I was tracking calories, as I said, during when we were together, I kind of wanted to get fitter. I just wanted to, here's my thing. I wanted to get fitter so that I could get my belly button pierced and so that my waistline would look snatched. This is still a goal of mine, but I I'm now like, if you want to get your belly button pierced, you being a certain size or being a certain weight shouldn't determine whether you do it or whether you don't do it. You should be able to do it regardless, and you shouldn't feel like you should never feel like you need to look a certain way or anything for any particular person or any particular reason. Like, your body is perfectly fine the way it is, and you're beautiful just the way you are. And I'm gonna cry. It took me forever to realize that. And body image is still something that I work on and I try to improve with my mental health and stress eating and all these things. Okay, so moving on from that relationship. So I finished college. So during the time that we were off, like during the 2 week break, I did like heavily exercise. And then on top of heavily exercising, because I didn't feel too great about the fact that the relationship might end, I did binge eat here and there. And when I say binge eat versus stress eating, I feel like binge eating is an out of body experience where you like, it's like you drop your body off like somewhere and your brain just takes over and you're just forcefully eating, versus stress eating where it's like, okay, there's this cookie here and I can eat it, but I'm full and I probably shouldn't eat it because I'm full and I'm stuffed. Versus if you're binge eating, this cookie is in front of you and you're gonna eat it because you might not get to eat it tomorrow. So it's a lot to take in, and it's definitely like a different out of body experience where you're just, it's like you're there but you're not there. And then you step out of it and you're like, okay, why did I just do that? Why did I ruin all my progress? And then it's just like, for me, I find it was just a never ending cycle. Okay, so moving on into the following year. Okay, moving on into the following couple weeks. So after the breakup, I found everything very hard, but I also realized that, I don't know, going to the gym was always like a release for me, and it was always like a good thing for my mental health. So, but yeah, like you would never ever see me weightlifting or strength training. I was always on the cardio machine. I don't even understand why. I was always on the treadmill. I would stay on the treadmill for like 30 minutes. I would run, I would jog. But whenever it came to like doing squats or any of that, I was like, I don't know. Don't know about that one. So I never did that. And then I'm not going to say I gave up on my fitness journey because I didn't, but I kind of stopped until I graduated in April 2019. Yeah, April 2019. Okay, so I graduated, ended up being in another relationship. This is also very hard as well, because I ended up being in another relationship during sorry, November 2 years ago. Don't ask me why I remember these dates so well. November 2 years ago. So ended up being in that relationship. And then throughout that relationship, I don't really feel like I built a good relationship with food myself, because when I graduated from school, I wanted to lose the weight again and become the best version of myself. And I felt like the best way that I could do that was trying to restrict my calories and restrict my intake. So I did lose a lot. Like, I went down from size 9 in pants to, I currently wear a size 3, size 4, size 3. That's insane. I lost a lot of weight, But I didn't do this in the healthiest way possible. I restricted my calories to 1,200, so I'd have 1,200 calories a day. If you know me, that's not a lot of food. I can eat so much, so that's really not a lot of food. So I did that for like maybe a month and a half, and then my body kind of was like, yeah, no, we can't really do this. Not sure what you think you're doing, but I'm not the one. I need more food. So after that, I decided that what I wanted to do was I'd still track here and there because I had it in my head that I needed to track in order to lose weight, and I needed to track so I knew exactly what was going into my body and blah blah blah. And that kind of led me still into binge eating as well and into stress eating because I always looked towards food for comfort, and I'm starting to realize that I can't really sit there and look towards food for comfort anymore. So jumping past, we'll go summer. Summer was very hard for me because I don't know. I always felt that if I ate a brownie, then I messed up. If I ate chocolate, then I messed up. Like some foods, I feel like if you need them daily, then you should have them daily. So yeah, all right. So we're just gonna fast track here. So we're gonna fast track to where I am now. So during that year span, I didn't really lose any weight, but I didn't really gain anything either because whenever I binge ate, what I'd always do to offset it was that if I did binge eat, then I would always be working out. Like it was just one of those things where I got addicted to it. And don't get me wrong, working out's good for my mental health, and I will always love working out and being there for myself and showing up for myself, but it was to the point where if I had like a chocolate bar, I was like, hey, let's work off this chocolate bar. And I'd run for like 10, 20 minutes. And it's like, can you not? Can you let your body breathe? And it'd be like, I just worked out in the morning, but I'm going to go work out now again. Why? What was the reason? So, yeah. Anywho, so moving on from that, summer was very hard. Moving back into winter was also hard, but what I feel like made it harder was the fact that I was with someone that didn't have a good relationship with food themselves, but he also didn't have binge eating disorder, even though I did, and I struggle with stress eating. He just ate whatever he wanted whenever he wanted. XYZ. But like, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that, you start to develop patterns with that same thing, like with that person to doing that same thing. So if you want to form a healthy relationship with food, it's essential that you have people that are there to help you and guide you along the way. And if you want to like get away from say binge eating or whatever the case is, then it's nice to have people there that support you and stuff. So yeah. And then so as I said before, I was living by myself. After that relationship, so we're switching into right now, I still binge eat. I'm not necessarily proud of it, but it is something that has been embedded in my brain, so it's kind of hard to stop. But now I don't really count my calories or anything, and I think that has been a huge turning point for me because I would always look at food as numbers. Like if you go back on my full days of eating, you'll see that I tracked macros and everything had to be like on par, like 100 grams of protein a day and this, and that. It is important to have like a full set carbs, fat, and protein, but it's also important to not let it rule your life and rule your head. So that's the tea for me. But as I was saying, so I'm back to where I am now. So I currently live with my mom. So that's very hard for me just based on the fact that whenever I eat something, her favorite comment is always, "Oh, you're eating food again?" Yeah, your body kind of needs food and I'm hungry. So, what do you want? I feel like that has got to be the hardest part. And it's just learning to not listen to what other people say and learning to just listen to how your body feels and listen to your hunger cues and all that good stuff and not listen to. Try to not let people's thoughts of you impact you negatively. So, yeah. But on my journey, I feel like something that has kept me going and kept me doing all of cardio for like absolutely no reason. And I don't know if it still will, but is when people are like, oh, you're losing a lot of weight. You know, you look good now. You look slimmer now, and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, yeah, I'm getting the compliments. So let's keep going. Let's go. Let's get that body, body goals, blah, blah, blah. But I also feel like binge eating has been one of those things that has caused me to just self sabotage myself without even knowing that I was doing it until I felt guilty for eating all the food afterwards and until my stomach was like groggy and I felt like shit afterwards. But I try to look at it in a positive light and look at it as, okay, well, this did happen and this is something that I went through, but how can I improve it? And stuff like that, how can I look towards getting better? Who can I speak to about these problems? Who will be there for me when I need them to be, etc. Yeah. So, all right, all of that. I've been talking your ear off. We're fast forwarding to, I guess, summer and stuff. For me, I feel like most of my binge eating disorder has come from not being able to eat what I wanted. Like, say I wanted a chocolate bar because of my bad habits with chocolate, I wouldn't have a chocolate bar in my house. So it's like, all right, let me go outside and buy a chocolate bar. But I feel like it's like an out of body and out of mind experience. Because whenever I have it, because I restricted myself and I wasn't able to have it in my house or whatever the case may be, I would always just have it there and then I'd end up eating the whole thing. And I'd be like, okay, but I need more. When am I gonna be able to have this again? And it's like you need to be able to balance that out and be able to, like, if you need something in your diet, scratch that thought. If you need something in your lifestyle every single day, you need to have it in your lifestyle every single day. You can't deprive yourself because I feel like when you deprive yourself, your body just wants that more and more and more. And for me, other than chocolate, one thing that I also have to have every single day is something that's like nice and crispy and crunchy. And for me, that's like a bag of chips. I know chips aren't the healthiest thing, but I need them in my life. So there's honestly that. Okay. Where was I going with this? So I just want to say that if you're out there and you feel like you need help, I'm always here to lend a hand. I'm always here to talk to you. And yeah, I'm always here to support you. And I'm here to tell you that for the love of all things holy, please eat because your body deserves it no matter how much food you ate that day, no matter if you binged. And also, if you're going through a binge eating disorder like I am, and you're trying to process your thoughts and you're trying to get better, please seek help. Please talk to someone about your feelings. Let people know how you're feeling. Let your mom know how you're feeling. If someone upsets you by what they say, hey, didn't like the way you said that, or whatever the case may be, let them know. But yeah, I think that this video is about 20 minutes long. I hope it wasn't too much of a ramble. So yeah, even if this helped one person, I'm forever grateful. So yeah. And happy Vlogmas. Thank you guys so much for always listening to me talk. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.